feel like your man has become distant? Are you worried that he's not calling, texting, or wanting to see you like he did before? Do you want him to think about you and miss you more? On this channel, I've gone over several strategies to make a man miss you or make him chase you again. And these tips work for a while, but when you stop using them, things often return to the way they were before. What you really need is for things to change permanently. So, if you're frustrated that everything you do seems to change nothing, then it's time to focus on getting him addicted to you and addicted to the feelings he has when he's with you. Then he will be constantly thinking about you, missing you, and wanting to spend time with you. And all of that starts when you have some influence over his feel-good neurotransmitters like dopamine. Dopamine is a powerful neurotransmitter that's made in the brain and involved in neurological and physiological functioning. Dopamine is known as the feel-good neurotransmitter because it's strongly associated with pleasure, reward, and positive mood. But because dopamine is quickly metabolized in the brain, the amazing feelings it produces are short-lived, and you are soon wanting more and more of it, causing you to return to the original source for another hit. This is known as the dopamine reward loop. And as I'll explain in this video, when you're able to influence his dopamine reward loop, he will become practically addicted to you. And that starts by getting his dopamine flowing like a faucet. Here's how it works. The brain releases hits of dopamine whenever you see or interact with someone you are attracted to or have chemistry with. And as a result of that dopamine, you feel amazing around that person. And the more dopamine that your brain releases, the more euphoric and amazing you will be feeling. So you hang out with the person that you're attracted to, you get those hits of dopamine, you feel amazing, and then you want to repeat that experience over and over. And this is exactly the process you want to get some control over if you want a man to be thinking about you all the time, missing you, and yearning to spend time with you. So first you must maximize the dopamine his brain releases when he's with you, when he's communicating with you, and when he's thinking about you. And the brain releases massive amounts of dopamine when two conditions are met. The first condition is when you think about or anticipate or have a pleasurable experience. And the second condition is when there is uncertainty attached to whether or not you will have that experience. Think about the ways that casinos get people addicted to gambling. The casinos give players an opportunity to win an extremely high reward. And this is something that players think about, they anticipate, and they get excited about. It's the reward. And that's coupled with not being certain if they're going to win or not. So you have this huge jackpot reward that is paired with uncertainty, and boom. That's when dopamine is flooding your brain more than any other time. It's knowing that maybe this experience will happen. And that's addictive like nothing else out there. That keeps people hooked like a drug. So let's make that happen with the man that you want to think about you and miss you. First, you want to get his dopamine flowing. And to do that, you have to create a fun, light, and flirtatious vibe when you are with him. If this is someone new, it's probably easy to do this. But if this is a person you've already been dating, you still need to make his experience with you fun, light, flirtatious, not heavy or deep. So give him your full attention. Make and keep eye contact. Flirt with him and be near him. And while he's talking to you, I want you to look deeply into his eyes and think about how much you want him. Think about how attracted you are to him and hold that stare. Give him your most seductive look because prolonged eye contact or gazing into someone's eyes increases attraction. But this is where things get more challenging. If you want to amp up his dopamine, you also have to put limits on how much of your time you give him. That way you leave him wanting more and craving more from you. Whenever you're on the date with him or on the phone with him or texting him, you have to end those experiences early at least 80% of the time. It won't always be like that, but if you want him to become addicted to you, regardless of how much fun you are having or how connected you're feeling, you have to end your dates, conversations, and experiences when they're at their height. You must resist the urge to follow the date or experience or conversation through its natural progression. You have to be the one who ends things on a high note. The point is to end the date before it gets to the fizzle point. Even if you could talk all night, you need to resist. So leave him after a couple of hours and at that particular moment when he feels the most confident that the date is flawless. This will make him remember you more fondly, and it shifts the power directly to you and creates the craving part in him. Trust me, this is super difficult to do, but it's also the most powerful. So again, you're going to always leave him wanting more. The next step, you have to make him experience some uncertainty. Because remember, pleasurable experience plus uncertainty equals tons of dopamine. And you create that uncertainty by not committing to dates, calls, or other obligations too far in advance. So when he asks you to do something, instead of giving him a confirmed yes, you're going to give him a maybe whenever possible. Here, let me show you. Hey, how's your weekend looking? I have a few errands to run and I'm supposed to help my friend find a wedding dress on Saturday. Why? What's up? Well, I was hoping we could go to dinner and do something on Friday or Saturday night. Well, that sounds like fun. Can I let you know closer to the weekend? Call me on Friday morning and maybe we can make it work. Okay, I'll call you on Friday morning. And just like that, you let him know that it sounds like fun and you're open to the plans, but you're not sure when you're going to be available. This is just enough uncertainty to spike his dopamine like crazy. And I know some of you are thinking, no way, Antonio. If I don't accept his invitation, he's going to feel rejected and probably won't ask again. Well, I understand that concern, but I promise you this. If he asks you out, that means he wants to see you. And if you give him that maybe answer, he's going to want to see you more than he did before he even asked. Because uncertainty adds to his anticipation, and that spikes dopamine way up. I know it feels scary to do this, but I promise, saying maybe rather than yes is super powerful. Think about how you have felt in the past when a man didn't confirm plans with you and left them vague. It makes you wonder more. It makes you think about it more. And it makes you want it more. That's the power uncertainty has over dopamine. Again, this is not something you are going to be doing forever. But if the goal is to get him addicted to you, creating uncertainty works like magic. And the third step, be unpredictable and thoughtfully surprise him. People love thoughtful surprises. Think about how you feel when you get an unexpected gift or a bonus, or when you get an unexpected text or call from someone that you like. It's a great feeling. It's much better than getting a gift that you expected. And that's because of dopamine too. So to recreate that experience, I want you to sometimes surprise him with thoughtful texts of appreciation or little gifts. If he's been the one initiating most of the communications and texts, surprise him from time to time by starting with a complimentary text. Just make sure it isn't all the time. And make it unpredictable. The second part of being unpredictable also spikes his dopamine through uncertainty. For that to happen, I want you to vary the timing of your responses to his communications and texts. This is based on the concept of a variable interval reinforcement schedule. In psychology, a variable interval reinforcement schedule is the most powerful operant conditioning tool used to shape behavior and learning. And it's so powerful because of its effects on his dopamine release. So basically, I want you to be unpredictable with your texting response timing. When he texts you, sometimes you respond within seconds, sometimes within minutes, sometimes within hours, and when you do that, he's going to keep checking his phone to see if you responded. And that means that he's also going to be thinking of you, and when you do respond, he's going to be excited to read it, and he's going to get a hit of dopamine as part of that reward. And that just reinforces his behavior and motivation for you even more. And don't think for a minute that he's going to lose interest. That's fear talking. If you vary your response time, he will only be more interested and excited. So vary the rate in which you respond and try to make it as random as possible. Do this and I promise he will be thinking about you like crazy. Here's your chance to win one of 2 60-minute coaching sessions with me. So if you're struggling with a dating or relationship problem that you need some help with, here's how you enter for a chance to win. Number 1, make sure you are subscribed to this channel. Number 2, share this video with someone on YouTube or Facebook or Instagram. And number 3, leave a comment below indicating that you are interested in winning a free coaching session. Then make sure that you are checking these comments because I will be randomly choosing one person per week and I'll notify you by responding to your comment. That's it. I've made other videos that are focused on things that you can do to help make a man fall in love with you by stimulating the production of other hormones and neurotransmitters. You can click here to watch one of those videos now, or click here to watch the video that YouTube thinks that you like.